Start.
Hey, I'm Ishaq, and welcome to this podcast organized by entrepreneurs from Mentee Professional University. Today we have a special guest, Himanshu Jain. Hi, Himanshu Jain.
Hey Shank.
So you have achieved a lot at age of 21. Can you just define us that how you achieved that much and what about your 4 startups?
Alright dude, so I'll just tell you a brief about what currently, I'm doing, because achieving a lot is totally a subjective term. So for someone it might be a lot, for someone it might be nothing. So let the audience decide whether it's a lot or not. Currently I'm working with multiple VC funds and an investment bank helping startups raise capital, involved in transactions worth more than $1 billion. So and when I tell you about starting up the things, I started up in around 2019 when I just graduated out of my school, and I was like every commerce student. My parents were to do CA, and because they didn't had, I think so, any other option in their mind that a commerce student can do. But fortunately I have my cousin brother who is there, who is a chartered accountant, and he was involved in certain kind of starting up new things, though he was just researching out right that particular time and all of that things. But they were really doing great shit. That means they were interacting with peoples like Mukesh Ambani and a lot more these guys. So that opened up a new world of opportunities for me, and that was a new path that I discovered after that. So that kicked me really hard, and I started finding problems. I read my first book that was called as 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma.
Right.
So a really good book to read. I implemented the whole journey for 1.5 years and woke up at 5, did all it scheduled, maintained a schedule and everything I did that particular point of time, and that was one of the best years that I had. Learned a lot of things over there, interacted with the great folks over there. I even had an opportunity to meet Jeff Bezos once. So, that the perspective I was gaining was really different. And when I say of starting up, I started the first startup in 2019 itself. I started something, I won't reveal the name of the startup because that is discussed, I would say. So started up while I was learning to drive. So, there was a thing that I figured out that there is a pain point in that area. I started up tried that a bit, but, wasn't able to find out that getting a new customer is really high in cost as comparison to getting repeatable customers. So that was a key essential that I took from that, and also the business models that I was building. Post that, since I was doing my CA along with that, so in 2019 I cleared my both CA and CS foundations together. So though I didn't study about CS, so it was typically having CA's whole lot of a good syllabus, and then they cover kind of all shit. But my mindset was typically very clear in that aspect. I was doing CA because if I had told my parents, that guys, I'm starting up, I want to start up something, and they would have said, just go. It's a new kind of thing which is getting you're just getting into hype, or you're just getting intrigued by something new that someone might have told you, and this is just for a week that will go on, and then it will be again normal, you will be doing CA. So I said okay. So my brother told me at that particular time that the people who are at a bit older age or do not get the technology, so it's you have to find out whether your time you are spending on convincing onto them, or whether you are doing both of the things, which is costing you less. So I discovered I can do both of them, startup as well as CA. That will cost me less, and that's what I did. Most of the students I feel stuck out there because they tried convincing their parents, and then they say, hey, my parents are not convinced, that's why I'm not starting up. That's not a thing. So I didn't told them about the startup. I built that on ground. I was doing CA and all of that things. And once that startup failed, I told you about the reasons. Then I started up again in the CA fraternity itself, building a CA community we ran a survey, we were doing good, we were about to launch our application, and suddenly ICI, the parent institute of chartered accountant, told that they are launching a similar application. Not similar, in fact the same. So the thing was, when we did the survey again, so now people were trusting more about the parent institution, that is obvious, than a third party thing. So that was again a failing movement, and if you will realize in a deep, the first startup that I failed was due to internal reasons. The second startup that I failed was due to external reasons. So I understood in the first that what is the importance of building the internal business aspects, and in the second I understood the market conditions that are affecting a startup. So that was my key takeaways. Then I was building a third startup along with my friend that also got into Thiel Fellowship second round, done by the PayPal Mafia, and from India I guess the Ritesh Agarwal is the only person to make it right now, till now. So we got into its second round, but we were not able to clear that because we didn't have a CTO. So again I was frustrated because dude, we were not even getting a CTO even though we were selecting into the Thiel Fellowship second round. So that was really, mind-striking to me. So what could have happened? We just dropped that idea because, it was, we lost that, the time has been going on and we were not able to develop that. And while having a chat with my co-founder, so we were discussing the problems that we faced, and I suddenly realized that there are a lot of problems in the previous startups that I faced, including internal, external, and team building and all of that shit. So decided to launch a new one. That's what I do usually. So where I was solving all kind of these problems. We raised an angel round in that too. We scaled it to a bit. We closed that at a valuation of 2.5 crores, roughly around that. So that was again due to some reasons, in revenue models and all of that. But the thing was that really gave me a boost in that stuff. I built an angel network worth $50 million over there from scratch. And the same problem that I founded in that was that coding thing. So I myself become a full stack developer and decided to, just throw all the coders away, because I discovered if you know everything, people are more willing to join you. And then what happened? I learned full stack development, I built the code, I made the website live, and I was getting, paid customers. So within 25 days, I got my paid customer, that too organic. So that was the thing. So that really struck me hard, that the problem I'm solving is really good. And, and even we got collaborations with colleges like NSIT and a lot more. So, that's what the thing was happening around that. And that's where the angel network built in, and that's where I explored the VC ecosystem and how the investment works. That intrigued me a lot, and that's how I now, into an investment banking and VCs. Yeah.
The venture capitalist thing.
Yeah, now helping startups from pre-seed round to, anywhere between Series B and beyond. So yeah, it's now like, if a startup is either raising a 3 lakh rupees round or raising $1 billion round. So I'm helping both of these things because, yeah, maybe you can say because of the network that I built out.
Great, man. So we have got the story of you, like our audience definitely got a point of view and how you started up and a major brief about you. So just give us a thing that we can predict that you are going to launch another startup, because I am getting a vibe that you already did 4 startups. So what about the next venture? We are expecting a new venture from you.
I won't say maybe, it's like, starting up a new venture is not something, people see it as doing multiple startups. I see it as, it's business, dude, I have to do it. So, you do not count the number of times you breathe. So it's kind of that to me.
To make a business, like to make come to our home.
That's the thing. To make money, I do not count how many ways I do it. The point is ultimately I'm getting it or not, and even though contributing to the ecosystem as well. So that is the thing. So starting up a new venture, maybe in near future soon, but yeah, maybe, that's the thing.
Great. Outro shoot कर लीजिए बस फिर.
Ready?
Thank you for watching this podcast, and you are getting more podcasts soon. Thanks to Level Professional University and Division of Student Welfare and Entrepreneurship. So, Isham Pobli signing off.